As a reminder, think of the accounting equation like a scale. As a business adds transactions, accounts get bigger or smaller. However, from a bookkeeping standpoint, if everything balances, then you know you're on the right track. Now, in an earlier episode, we focused on the accounting equation and money and transactions. Things like sales and accounts receivable. From an accounting equation standpoint, these entries pretty much just affected your assets and equity. Today, we're going to switch gears and talk more about the accounting equation and money out transactions. Money that a business either owes or has paid. In other words, things like liabilities. Before we jump right into it, let's hear from an expert with a few words of advice.
The accounting equation that basically is summarized on the balance sheet is assets equal the total of liabilities and equity combined. So basically, when you're talking about liabilities and the accounting equation, if you take $10,000 out of the bank, which is an asset, and pay a liability off, which is a liability, the $10,000, you're basically reducing the value or the total assets by the $10,000. You are also reducing the liability section by $10,000. So it's basically no change in equity at that point. So the accounting equation gets updated every time you enter a transaction like that. So money out transactions, payments to liabilities, all of these things are going to affect the totals in that accounting equation. If you do a money out transaction that is going to hit the profit and loss statement, let's say it's for cost of goods sold, you wrote a check for something, that is actually going to go to the profit and loss statement. The net income on the profit and loss statement rolls up to the balance sheet in the equity section. So that $10,000 may be hitting the profit and loss statement, but it's actually going to roll up the equity, so it is affecting the accounting equation. So there's all kinds of really cool ways that the accounting equation can come into play when you're doing all kinds of different transactions in your accounting system.